Welcome back to the Connect Network TV. So I'm excited for our next guest. This segment is really for just anyone looking to build in the real estate space or small business entrepreneurship space. Our next guest, Laura Weisman, is with livinghouston.com. And Laura says the very first way for any of us to really grow in business is by being transparent and helping others, being vulnerable. In fact, being vulnerable to others. So I'm excited to hear how we can do just that. Laura, welcome. Hey.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
So glad to have you, Laura. Welcome to the show. So that's a great tip. I love that. Whether it's real estate or just being a business owner, bringing an idea to fruition. You say mindset, that's the first way to start. How do we get this shift in being transparent and vulnerable?
So much of it is putting ego aside. So I've been in real estate for 10 years. I was an agent, but then I started my own firm. So I'm the broker owner of an actual firm. When I shifted gears and went from being a realtor and decided to open my own brokerage, I essentially became a business owner. Yeah. So if you want to make sure that you don't have a lot of time and money for trial and error, you want to make sure that you're learning from others, and you have to be vulnerable in order to do that.
I want to talk more about your craft, the real estate, transitioning from an agent to having your own brokerage, building your team, being in the industry, you said, for 10 years. Talk a little bit about the ups and downs and how you're able to really set yourself apart from other real estate agents.
First and foremost, I'm a huge believer in karma. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what's going on. I always make sure that ethically I'm doing what I believe is the best thing to do. But in addition to that, it's so much of it, especially for women. We just have to work so much harder at having credibility. And one of the best ways you can do that is, educating yourself and having a really professional mouthpiece. So I'm really passionate about teaching, and I teach live workshops in the brokerage and it's open to all agents. But especially when it comes to empowering women, I want to share everything possible so that we can all be a unified front and we can all hit, the industry as professionals and make a name for ourselves, where people aren't just like, oh, she thinks she's hot, so she's going to get business. It doesn't work like that. But as far as if somebody actually wants to get into real estate, whether you want to get into real estate or you want to start a brokerage, those are two completely separate entities. But regardless, either one, you need some type of mentor. And I always tell everybody, a mentor doesn't mean that they're going to sit with you all day and hold your hand, because somebody that's actually successful in business does not have time to do that. But you need somebody that you can go to for guidance, to encourage you when you're down, and then really help you with like the big ticket items of starting a business that are really important. And then, of course, systematizing things and automating things within the business so it can run without your presence there. So all of that is important. But
And you brought up getting into the business. And so we hear all the time that, the real estate market is oversaturated. And some will tell you, don't even think about it. Don't even get into it in industry. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that.
I get people that call me all the time and say, I'm thinking about getting into real estate. And I'm like, okay, have 5 minutes with me. I'm going to try to talk you out of it. And at the end of that conversation, if you're not scared, then maybe it's for you, because it is not for the faint of heart. You do a lot of work for free. You can put in a lot of work and not get paid. And especially, if you're a mom or you've got bills to pay, that doesn't work for people. So the stats are very, very true. And they run true year after year. And 4 out of 5 agents don't make it through their first year. Wow. So as a broker, my agents, if they're not successful, I'm not successful. So I'm very, very invested with them. But regardless, for anybody in general, it really depends on the city. So for Texas, Houston is very much supported by the medical sector, oil and gas, all that kind of stuff. And within all of our submarkets and suburbs in Houston, the real estate market pretty much sustains itself. It's a very international hub, but it's not like that in every city in the United States. So when the media tries to, put a blanket opinion on the entire US, it doesn't work. It really depends on your market. But regardless, if you want to break into a real estate market, I see it all the time. I see rookies come in and kill it because they are actually getting up and working every day. and not waiting for something to fall into their lap. And those are the ones that make it.
Hustle and heart. That's what they say. It sets you apart. It's with all the
Absolutely.
industries. Your tips are good for agents and also for people that are just building today. And I like that you say you have a collaborative culture with your team and the way that you're building. So if someone is out there and they want to join your team, how can they connect with you, shop with you, learn with you?
Of course, you can find me on social media. I'm known for being very straight up and telling it like it is. I don't sugarcoat anything, but you can go to livinghouston.com or join livinghouston.com, and you can see what we have to offer. There's a lot out there. There's a ton of really good brokerages. So anybody that is searching to get into real estate or find a brokerage house, the best thing they can do is try to connect with a vibe and a culture first, and then see what the brokerage has to offer.
Yeah.
Laura, thank you so much for all of your insight. We've really enjoyed it today. And don't go away, because up next we talk fashion with Yaima Ortiz, sharing her must-have accessories for this summer.
Awesome.